Okay, good morning, everyone. I see that we've got about 21 people that are attending at this point. I am recording this, so it will be posted to Blackboard. If you want to go back and refer to it, or if you want, if somebody wasn't able to be here. I have all of you muted at this time, but I want to ask you guys, let me see, I'm going to unmute all of you. If you're muted yourself, I unmuted everyone, but there's still a few people that are muted. So before we start, I wanted to see if anybody had any questions. Does anybody have any questions?
Nope.
Okay. So you will see that there's a chat function at the bottom of your screen. If you hover over the bottom of your screen, you'll see a chat function.
Shut the fuck up, Carol.
Okay, I'm going to mute everybody again. Okay, so everybody's muted again. So there's a chat function at the bottom of your screen. And if you click on that chat function, then you'll be able to send me a message if you have a question. Okay? So please feel free to use that function there at the bottom of the screen to be able to ask a question. Okay, thanks, Rachel. I appreciate it. I hope you guys all had a good spring break. I know that you're sheltering in place. I know that this is really different, challenging maybe, but if anybody is willing, I'm going to ask you to type a message in the group chat of maybe something good that happened over the break. So I'm going to type something. So I'm going to ask everybody to, if you're willing, to type something in the group chat. So I got my house cleaned, working on baking. Olivia, are you back in Australia? Litzy remodeled her room. Adriana was outside. Oh, happy birthday, Kaylee. Playing guitar. Kendall's been working. Hayden is working out at the high school track. Coming home to visit family. Rachel still is working. She hasn't lost her job, so she's feeling blessed. Michaela painted. I also painted, Michaela. I painted my living room. People got to see family. Okay, so it's great to hear from you guys. Kansas, back at home with family. Claire's baking. Patrick has been able to spend time with his family. Oh, what kind of puppy, Patrick? Vanessa had a sleepover. Kyle working. Okay, so great to see you guys. I'm glad that that you're doing your best. Has anybody had any challenges? Oh, Patrick Avisla, beautiful dogs, love them. Anybody had any challenges either with school or with anything else? So any challenges maybe, fast food cravings. I've been eating too many snacks. Vanessa, you get to still work. School's been difficult. Time changes. Blackboard being down. Lost my job. I'm sorry to hear that. Feeling lazy. Can't go to the gym. Being unmotivated. Missing the gym. My parents don't eat as healthy. Sleeping too much. Not being able to work. Not being able to lift. Blackboard. Family getting annoying. I think that's happened to all of us being in the same space. Okay, so I'm going to challenge you guys to think about solutions. What are some solutions that you've put in place maybe to your challenges? Has anyone tried any solutions? Here's one of my solutions. So I made a physical change. Set alarms when I have Zoom meetings. That's awesome solution. Working out at home. Writing in my planner. I moved my office downstairs to the basement, so now I'm away from the kitchen. So I have less access to snacks. Doing tapping meditation. I hope that's been helping you. I've been doing that too. I've been finding some really good new meditations. I started doing yoga online with Fountain of Health Yoga Studio. Hiding junk food, being outside in the garden. When the family's away, eating healthier. Write everything out. That's really, really valuable. Get onto all of your Blackboard sites and write down what you need to do for each day. Use your planner. That way you can work on each different thing. Getting outside, doing walking. I love yoga and body scans, just checking in with yourself. Breathing, meditation, changing perspective. I mean, it's surreal. It's a kind of bizarre, challenging time, but trying to find places of gratitude. I don't know if you guys tried that morning meditation that I put on there for you. Just setting your perspective in the morning, just finding a place of joy. Setting an intention for the day, deciding what you're going to try to get done, finding places to break, places of relaxation, places of calm. So those are all good things. So I would really encourage you to find solutions when you're feeling challenged. Reach out if you need help. I want to remind you guys that the counseling center is still available and accessible to you. Even if you've never seen anybody there, you can reach out to them. They are doing Zoom sessions. If you're just feeling unorganized, or if you're starting to notice maybe depression coming up in you, or anxiety, or if you're just needing some help staying focused, reach out. Reach out to one of them. Reach out to me. I'm here. I'm available to help you. I really want you to be successful. So this is a big shift in the way that we're learning. So I want you to be successful not only in my class, but in all of the classes that you're enrolled in. So if you're having trouble with something and you reach out and you're not hearing back from the instructor, I want you to reach out to them. I want you to reach out to me. I can help you. Maybe I can reach out to them and try to resolve some issues. Okay, because we've got 4 weeks. And we're going to move through the rest of the material in this class. You're going to be doing the same in your other classes, and we're going to get you through. Okay, and hopefully you'll learn some great things during this time, and learn more about online learning. So there could be some positives to it. Okay, so remember, if you have any questions as as I'm kind of going through the highlights of Chapter 8 and doing your homework for Chapter 8, please write the question in the chat. I'll try to keep my my eyes on the chat. So I'm going to let's see. I'm going to I was going to do a split screen, but I'm not seeing it coming up down here like usual. Okay, so what I'm going to ask you guys to do is to, as you're listening to me, to bring up your Chapter 8 notes. So you may need to get onto Blackboard if you're not already on there. And you're going to bring up your notes for Chapter 8. If you can do that. Okay. So does everybody have their chapter 8 notes up? Okay. So in chapter 8, this chapter is discussing basically how to put your plan together. Okay. So we've gone through chapters 1 through 7. We've discussed self-observation, setting our goals. So you guys all have a wanted and an unwanted behavior. And you have set goals for those, okay? And you've moved through your homeworks 1 through 7, identifying your antecedents and your consequences, and really digging in and looking at observing your behavior and trying to determine how you can modify those antecedents and consequences. And so what we have to do now is we're going to put those together in a plan, okay? And so what you're going to be doing in your plan is you're going to be putting those onto a planning sheet, okay? So in that plan, in that agreement form, that's going to kind of lay out how you're going to modify your behavior, modify antecedents, and modify consequences in order to assure the behavior change starts moving towards the wanted behavior. So you're going to be reinforcing your wanted behavior, and you're going to be either extinguishing or turning up the volume on the type 1 punishments, or maybe utilizing some type 2 punishments. So we want to break the chain on the things that are reinforcing our unwanted behavior, okay? And we want to make sure we're providing either positive or negative reinforcements for our new wanted behavior, okay? Then we're also going to be looking at our developing the new antecedents for our new wanted behavior, okay? So as you're going through and you're looking at the plan, you want to fill in every single one of those blanks, okay? So in the notes, it discusses, basically discusses how to do that. But you're also what you're gonna wanna do is bring up the agreement form. So go back onto your Blackboard, and you're gonna wanna bring up the agreement form. Okay, so it's called Building a Successful Plan, and it's an agreement for behavior change. Okay? So in this agreement for behavior change, there's 4 steps, and you're going to see that on the chapter 8 lecture notes, building a successful behavior change plan. So there's 4 steps. Okay, so in those steps, you're going to be using the elements of a good plan. So goals and sub-goals. You're going to be looking at those rules that we talked about. So eliminating old antecedents, building new antecedents, and using appropriate reinforcements. You're going to be obviously practicing your stress reduction, your transformative practice, your mindfulness. You're going to be providing feedback on your behavior, having a comparison so you can look and see if you're meeting your goals, and then adjusting your plan appropriately. Okay, so if you find that agreement for the behavior change, then that's gonna, if everybody can get that up, okay, so does everybody have their behavior change agreement form up? Does everybody have that? Okay, so as you look through those four stages or four steps, this is your homework for chapter 8. Yes, building a successful behavior change plan. Correct, Hayden. So you're going to be putting your name at the top. So this is you're developing an agreement for yourself for the behavior change that you're doing in the class. So your name's at the top, and then you're going to say what you're agreeing to do. Okay, so this is your basically you're agreeing to do your unwanted behavior more. Do your wanted behavior more and your unwanted behavior less. So I might say, you know, I, Carol Faust, agree to quit smoking. That's my, I'm going to stop my unwanted behavior and use deep breathing and nicotine gum instead. Okay, so, or I might agree to get better grades by playing video games less. Okay, so this is an agreement you're making with yourself in order to increase your wanted behavior and either stop or decrease your unwanted behavior. Okay, and then you're going to put a date in there. You may have already started, so if you've already started, put the date that you started. If you have not started yet, then you're going to put a future date when you plan to start. Okay, and hopefully that will be soon, since you're now getting your plan together. You should have your plan together with this chapter. So then you're just going to step down and you're just going to start filling in the steps, okay? And so each one of those questions needs to have a step in it, okay? And so each one of those questions, you'll be filling each of those questions in with your information, okay? So are we keeping all of our information the same? Yes, you definitely want to go ahead and utilize the information that you've already collected through homeworks 1 through 7, okay? So this is just taking all of the information that you've collected through homeworks 1 through 7, where you've observed your own behavior, and then you've made goals, and then you've learned about modifying behavior through your antecedents and your consequences. And now you're going to take all of that information and you're going to put it together onto this agreement, this successful behavior change agreement form. Okay, so you're just going to be doing that step by step. You want to make sure you have information in each area. Okay, so every single question has an area. Rachel, you can either use 6 months, or if you that really depends on the behavior change. You might want to even do something just for 1 month, if that makes more sense to you. Or you could just do the end of this, for the end of the semester, or you could do something that's longer, that's more of a 6-month process to get you into maintenance. But, as you work with clients, you're going to notice that some clients are more ready. They're going to already be maybe in an action stage, or they're going to be already through preparation. And so it's a little easier for you to make a longer term plan, where you might have some clients that are still in contemplation, that you might need to make a shorter term plan and help them build some efficacy. Really be asking them, how confident are you that you can do this as you build the plan? So you want to, as you're asking yourself those questions and you're going through and you're stating what you're going to do, you want to determine, is this going to be more of a longer term plan, or is this going to be a shorter term plan? So that's really up to you, and where you kind of feel like you're at in your behavior change. And you would do the same as you work with clients. And so as we're moving forward, as we get through chapters 9 and 10, we're going to start learning a technique called motivational interviewing, where you're going to learn how to interview clients, whether it's an athlete, a student, a patient, somebody that you're working with that's wanting to make a change. You're going to be learning how to interview them effectively to get this information that you need, all the information you've kind of collected on yourself since the beginning of the semester. You're going to need to be getting that information from your clients or your students or your athletes or whoever you're working with. And then you're going to be developing one of these change plans for them. Okay. So you're going to be learning those techniques. That's what we're going to do for the 3 weeks, the next 3 weeks after this week ends. So we're doing chapter 8 today. I'm going to be covering chapters 9 and 10 on Thursday. And then next week, I might just do 9 on Thursday and then 10 next Tuesday. And then we'll start into the motivational interviewing. Okay. So remember, as you're moving through the behavior change agreement, you want to always take into consideration what the high risk behavior is. That's in your chapter 8 notes. This is where you need to focus, because this is where people are mainly going to have lapses or relapses. So you'll see that in stages 3 and 4, they start looking at, people possibly lapsing or relapsing, and then how they're going to maintain the plan. So we want to focus on that high-risk behavior. So high-risk behavior would be things that are going to be most tempting to you. So in chapter 4, when we talked about overcoming temptation, these would be the things that are the most tempting to you to draw you away. So for instance, if I'm trying to get better grades and do well in school, especially now, and when I'm working remotely, I might be tempted to watch Netflix instead because I'm unmotivated. So that might be one of my biggest temptations, or one of my high risk behaviors. So I might have to hide my Netflix app, or make a deal with myself, or get a friend or a family member to help me, to say like, hey, don't let me watch Netflix until I'm done with my schoolwork. So that might be my high risk behavior. One high risk behavior for me is snacking when I'm stressed. I tend to snack a lot when I'm stressed. So that's a high risk behavior for me. Because I kind of have a daily challenge of making sure I eat healthy and I don't gain a lot of excess weight. That's a real common thing to happen for me when I get stressed. So that high risk behavior for me would be a lot of snacking, because I just take in a lot of calories that way. So I would have to come up with solutions about how do I avoid that? How do I remove myself from that? Or how do I maybe do some good meal planning so I know what I'm going to eat for each meal, instead of just like looking in my pantry and just pulling out a bunch of different foods to snack on throughout the day. So we definitely want to focus on, what are the things that are going to draw us away from our wanted behavior, whatever our wanted behavior is. So what are those high risk behaviors that tempt us to draw away from our wanted behavior? So you definitely want to focus on that. Focus on your high risk behavior and how you're going to overcome it. Pardon me. So what questions do you guys have about Chapter 8, dealing with your high-risk behavior, making sure you're handling stress, and then addressing the 4 steps of the agreement plan? Any questions? Are you all how confident do you feel? I want to see how confident do you feel 1 to 10 to be able to complete this homework and post it to Blackboard by the end of the day on Thursday? How confident do you feel? So I want to see in the chat, 1 to 10, how confident do you feel that you can complete this using the information you have from your homeworks 1 through 7? Good, I'm seeing a lot of 10s. Some 8s, that's still good. Okay, I want to let you know, as I'm seeing the numbers come up, I want to let you know, if you have a question along the way, please feel free to either ask me by email, or I'm going to try to be, actually, email's probably the best. I have that discussion chat that you can definitely use, and maybe your peers will answer. I try to get on there pretty regularly, but if you have an individual type question, you can definitely email me. I'm checking my email numerous times a day. It looks like all of you feel pretty confident to be able to get this done. So what I want what you guys to do is definitely read Chapter 8 in the book. Okay, you need to read Chapter 8 in the book, and then fill out this the agreement form, and then post that to Blackboard under the journals. So there's a journal thread for chapter or homework from Chapter 8. You'll post that there. Okay, we just have a few more minutes, and I want to remind you that I will Oh, quiz for chapter 8 is also due by the end of the day on Thursday. So make sure you get in and do the quiz for chapter 8. I really want you guys to make sure you read chapter 8 and in the book, and you review the notes before you do the quiz. I am giving you 2 shots at the quiz. Okay, so take the quiz twice so you can, and it will use your best score. Okay, so make sure that you're doing that. Okay, the chapter 8 assignment and the agreement form are the same assignment. Yes, Hayden. Oh, extra credit. Yes, extra credit. You can send me your. Actually, I'll post a thread for the extra credit. I've had a couple of people emailing me the extra credit, but I will go ahead and I will post a. I'll post a thread for the extra credit. Okay, so you guys can be posting them there. You can just post them as you get them done. Okay, so be working on them. And you can do all the way through the end of the book and continue to get extra credit for that. Okay, so oh, Letitia, thank you so much. Yes, the quiz is over chapters 8 and 9, so don't do the quiz yet. Let's wait till after we do chapter 9. Let's say the quiz will be next Tuesday. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. So you can just chill on the quiz. You don't need to do it right now because I want you to have the information from chapter 9. Okay. We're going to be shut off here in about 3 minutes because I only have 40 minutes on my Zoom. Any last questions before we end? I will have another Zoom on Thursday. I'll be sending out the invite today. Okay, so if you have questions, make sure to email them to me. Reach out if you need help. I'm also going to upload this video for people that weren't able to be here, but I'll look forward to seeing you guys on Thursday. Hang in there. I'll also post some more. I found a really great video that I'm going to post, a yoga nidra, 20-minute yoga nidra, if you guys want to try that. I think you'll really like it. It's a really good relaxation. So I'm with you guys. I care about you. I'm praying for you. We're going to get through this, okay? So stay positive and hang in there. And I'll see you guys on Thursday. Take care.